brothers and sisters, Trinity de Guzman, coming at you right now from behind the camera with the famous Diego Palma. For those of you who are in the ayahuasca world, you might know him as one of the most world-renowned curanderos or shamans who shares the medicine traveling all over the world. He's a native to Peru, and he so graciously decided and offered to share his time to spread the word of this medicine. So thank you, Diego, so much for being willing to share your wisdom, your story, your presence, and your time. First of all, I just want to start by asking, so for those of the people who don't know you, let's tell them a little bit about, who you are, where you're from, and actually how you got started with the medicine.
I'm Peruvian. I was born here in Lima, and I started with the medicine. I was living before in Lima, working in a company with a suit, with my computer, with my city life, with all my identity issues about work and competition and like a regular people. And I was feeling a little frustrated about it. And my escape was to paraglide. I was paragliding a lot.
Oh, cool.
It was really cool. And one day without wind, I heard a conversation about this medicine of the Amazon. This medicine, strong medicine that make like a turning point, a shift in people's life. And that really grabbed my attention. I was so pissed off and feeling that not belonging into society in the way it was driven, that I was open to drink poison if it was going to make a shift in my life. So I researched first about ayahuasca and the different curanderos and shamans in the Amazon. I was very lucky to be suddenly Peruvian. It was just there in the Amazon. So I researched and I found a good guy, lucky. He was already living in Lima, was lucky. And that's where I discovered the medicine. And a whole new path of healing and awakening that really opens. And I was so curious about it, and I jumped in, and everything started like a shifting and changing for good, beautifully. And eventually, in time, years later, I decided to get out of the city to come to the mountains.
Mhm.
And with this kind of vision about sharing the medicine, and here I am.
Awesome. How long ago was this? When you were in Lima?
This was 16 years ago.
16 years
16
ago.
years ago, when actually was not much information about ayahuasca. It was really hard to even find
wow.
it, find one curandero, one shaman that could give you.
Wow. And so was your first experience in Lima?
My first experience was in Lima, not in the jungle. 1 year after I was drinking ayahuasca very often in Lima, that I decided to go to the jungle to see it in ayahuasca in its source, in a way.
Wow. And how long before you first heard about ayahuasca, before you actually sat with the medicine?
Oh, it was 3 months later.
Right away.
Right away, I started researching and even interview with different curanderos.
Okay.
But you need to be very careful about it. So I found some curanderos that I said, okay, no, I want to drink ayahuasca, but I don't want to drink ayahuasca with that guy.
Right, with just anybody.
Yeah, not anybody.
Absolutely. So what were you looking for when you were looking for a curandero to sit with?
I was very romantic in a way, after reading Carlos Castaneda books. I was looking for a kind of Don Juan guy, a wise curandero, and I didn't find that. I found people that, it's like, would you trust someone to drink ayahuasca if you look at their eyes and you will not even drink a beer with them? So I was looking for someone that give me some trust, some example of that he's also in a kind of path of awakening. And I was very skeptic about it. But I was in Lima, I have all the time. So I was looking, and I found a good one.
Okay. What made you know that he was the one to drink with?
He handled a kind of philosophy under the ayahuasca, philosophy of awakening, like a background. He was even a musician playing sitar in
Oh wow.
ceremonies, so it really, I immediately feel bounded to trust.
Oh wow. Well, so you use this word like the path of awakening a lot. Like even 16 years ago, what was your relationship like with that? Or first of all, like what does that mean to you now?
It's just the search for what is true, actually. What is real, what is really true. And because the sensation is that I was living in a kind of fake reality with fake identity among people with fake fictional selves and trying to really survive, but no one was really asking the right questions. Who you are, who am I, what is real, what is true, who is in. It's like all the time in the surface. So for me, in my own concept, ayahuasca is like a tool for um, self-realization.
As self-realization. Elaborate on that.
It's like when you drink ayahuasca, it puts you in a state of expansion awareness. So you can really, if you do your work, you can self-inquire deeply, and it gives you like a zoom out experience. So you can be like looking at reality from another angle, another perspective, a more wider perspective, like being in the top of the mountain instead of being in the plain. So I think to really overcome a problem, you have to be in another level. You cannot do it from the same level. You have to really be in another level to overcome everything, like get rid of the whole story thing
Mhm.
instead of trying to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, did you have this awareness of the importance of, like you said, doing your own work and like doing this internal work and the introspection and like the cleaning up of like our consciousness and the stories and everything you just said? What was your relationship like with this like 16 years ago?
In my own life, I was a little lost in a way. All my sense of identity was based on what I studied, where I was working, and all these things passed away. And I was that. So there's like a sensation of insecurity inside, of pretending, a pretension. What else we can do? You don't know who you are actually, and you try to know who you are, and you fail on that. You have only to your only possibility is to create a fictional self to present to the world. With ayahuasca, actually, at the end, you understand that you can't know who you are. So there's no need to pretend it anymore.
Yeah, like you keep coming to that. So it's like the search for truth and search for what's real and who you are. And so, what is real? What is true? Who are you?
You are here. You're present. You are the point of awareness. But anything you came out with, I am this, I am that, is absolutely false. You ask me, Diego, you're a shaman. I can ask you, what that mean for you? In a practical level, we can say yes, but actually, I'm not. I serve medicine. I know how to do it. I love to share it. If that makes me something in your eyes, good for you.
That's great. It's amazing to hear that there's no, like, that there's that identity isn't attached to these actions of what we do in our world, in our lives,
Yeah.
in your life. And but for so many people, the identity is so much based around what they do and like what their role is or the position or status or money or things like that.
Exactly.
So when you first were called to the medicine, what is it specifically? You said you were really unhappy, but what is it like? Is there anything specific that made you really drawn to this medicine?
Yeah. Inside of me, I was carrying all the time that I want to know what is real. I want to know what is real, true, ultimately true. What is not a potential, what is not fake, what, what makes sense. And ayahuasca actually shows you that directly. If you are asking, you receive answers coming from yourself, coming from deep inside. It's like it's a watch out that it's a self-reliance tool.
In what way? Elaborate on that.
The search for truth need not gurus, not following at all. So all the answers are within you, but you really has to be really silent inside, to see that. And you jump deep inside with a question, and you have a direct realization of it, but no words to put on it. So you return empty-handed all the time, happy but empty-handed.
That's great. And happy and empty-handed. Oh, exactly. It's like that's really the point of this all. You know, it's happiness, not acquiring. But so were you really lost in that? So like, I really like how you were saying that 16 years ago, even though you were unhappy, even though you you were working in the corporate world, suit and tie, and you had your job, your position. Like there was always this question. There's always this question of like, what's real? And I really find that that's the most important thing that brings people on the path to ayahuasca or meditation or whatever. They're all just different tools to lead to the same truth. Like in regards to this, like how has the medicine over the 16 years that you've sat with it, how has it helped you with that question?
Actually, deeply, it's like I think that we are like a collection of layers, a kind of an onion, like a collection of beliefs. So our reality is based on, from my point of view, what you're holding to be true about yourself, about what this world is. And ayahuasca help you start peeling layers out. But sometimes I see it when people come to drink ayahuasca, you can peel layer by layer, or you can peel by chunks out. But it's beautiful to see it how it does the work actually. It's a world of deprogrammation.
So what's that word?
Deprogramming.
Oh, deprogramming.
Deconstruction. So
Destruction.
we add more layers and layers, and then we get lost on it. And who you are actually is what remains when you peel out things. Peel out everything, what remains is who you are. So it's not something that you need to build up. There's no need for that. So I want to build up or construct yourself. It's the other way. It's a deconstruction process. It's like taking away what is not. So the question of what I'm holding to be true in order to react to this is really crucial. Like that's the point of self-inquiry, actually.
Can you repeat that? I find that's such an important point right there, which is like what you just said. It's what, like repeat that again because I want to go deeper into that.
It's what I'm holding to be true in order to react to this situation, to this particular situation in this way. So, for example, when we were kids, just an example, you know that before 6 years old, you don't not even question what your parents are telling you. You take it like a truth. It's like a download, directly. And if you were bombarded by kind of statements like you're not worthy, you're not good enough. Yes, you're not good enough. You're a bad guy. You're a bad kid, or whatever like that. You get programmed inside, and in time we grow up and we become like adults, and we think that we overcome everything, but that is programmed in our subconscious mind and stays there. And what you believe to be true is what's going to bring reality, manifestation of reality. You are creating your own manifestation of reality. You're going to behave in a way that statement will remain there. You're not good enough. You're not. you're a bad kid. So with ayahuasca, you start like peeling out everything and question everything. You go into another point of awareness, like a wider point of awareness, and you are able to really recreate the whole thing again and see how your father, abusive father, or someone was programming that, or a teacher, or your brother, older brother, whatever, no? And you start like seeing it, and the only thing that is needed with ayahuasca is clear seeing. It doesn't mean that you go and change anything. Once you see something to be really not logical, nonsensical, because that will happen when you really look, you feel a relief inside, and you can smile, because all this fucking story was not really true, do not belong to me, and that's all what is needed. You can let it go completely, and another belief will come into place. And it is beautiful because it's good for you can read and it will go for good in a way. You can reinvent yourself, but everything is based on belief, so there's no end to this. You're still peeling and peeling and peeling layers, subtle. It's good to see this reality like a dream state, just like a dream state, and be a little detached from it.
Elaborate on that. It's like, it reminds me actually a little bit of, I'll say that after. Elaborate on that. What do you mean by it's good to see this reality as a dream state?
For me, actually, it is. It's just, it could be like a nightmare or a beautiful dream state. It will depend on you. It will depend on what you are believing to be true. And when you drink ayahuasca, you get in touch with reality in their simple way. So reality is simple, really simple, and all the stories and dramas are like overlays, unnecessary overlays on top of just simple reality. So you drink ayahuasca and you peel out all the things, and you really go into the core. As I was saying, it's like you take out what is not, and actually everything is not. No belief is actually true. It's just an elaboration. It's like the only truth that you can really grasp is I am. You cannot go further than that. You cannot go further than that. I said, I am is the only truth that I can hold. I cannot prove it to you. I don't need to. And whatever you add on top of that, it's up to you. It's your choice. So that's really important. It's your choice.
Beautiful. And like the I am presence, the only truth that really matters, the only truth that is. It's like, why is that? Why would you say that's important for people who like aren't there yet, for example, who are still so lost in the identity and the mind and the world? Why is it so important to come back to that?
I think it isn't. It's not that it's important. Sorry. I don't see that something to be like the right way and the wrong way. For me, actually, it's not that way. It's what is true and what is false. That is different. So if whatever story you want to play in this reality is not wrong, but it's beautiful to just understand that it's your choice. It's your choice, and it's actually not true. I think it's very important to establish like a line, of what is true and what is false. I think that I am is the only truth. On top, the rest is just part of the dream system, and it's false, but at the same time, it's completely real. Your experience is completely real, and it's not wrong. It's what you're choosing to live.
I love that. I really appreciate that. It's like, it's not about what's important, what's not important. That's up to each individual, right? It's like, do people want to know what's real or know what's true or what's false? And that's up to each individual to ask those questions. And so it's like, it's only for those who, you know, want to know what's true.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, awakening or not awakening is the same. It's the same. It's not something good or bad. There's no discrimination on that. I think if you feel the call for knowing what is true, then you have no other choice. So awakening is a thing of you only do it if you must. If you're happy, why mess with the dream state? No? Why mess with the beautiful dream state? I think that the purpose of dreaming is to dream good dreams.
Uh-huh.
Not to wake up.
That's amazing. Absolutely. And so this is also just a dream for you. Has ayahuasca or your journey with this medicine helped you dream better dreams?
Yeah, definitely. You start like learning some. You peel out what it's like a layers. You peel out the outer layers. That are the layers that you don't like, that make you unhappy, in a way. All these beliefs that you hold that do not belong to you, that were really unnecessary and not making any good apport, good. I say in English, aporte, good add. No,
Add?
add a
Oh,
good
addition.
a good addition to your life. No, you peel them out. Then you feel like a little lighter and lighter, and you start like detaching from your identity, fictional persona that you are putting. Because I remember in the city to hold an identity based on, oh, I am this guy with the card, the IT, and the whole thing was a little heavy. You need to put your life force, energy to sustain a fictional character, and it's beautiful to really start like peeling all these layers out. So you feel lighter, in a way, lighter every time, lighter, and then also in the dream center there are many rules and ways how to handle it to easily bring things into manifestation. Now there's a lot of movies and things talking about this, so, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a way of manifesting a beautiful dream.
Mm.
But if you want to get out of the dream, there's a whole another story. If you will need to still peel more layers.
Interesting. So what I'm hearing is like there's two ways that you can go about it. One is to dream a better dream and create more powerfully, like increase your ability to manifest or like turn your desires into a reality.
Yeah.
And the other way is to get out of the dream completely.
Yeah.
And which path do you resonate more with?
I think, as I was saying, get out of the dream completely. You only do it if you must. Not is something that you want to do, because self, who you are, is what is on the way. And who would like to really kill themselves? All these things you have created about who you are, all these beautiful things that you start like loving yourself in a way deeply, and creating a beautiful dream. Why would you want to go further? So only people will go further if you want. I think the whole spiritual path around the world, 95% or more, is about enhancing your identity, your persona that you created, enhancing in a way of making it lighter, making it better. The whole thing of religion, Buddhism, be good fellows, be good guys, have a beautiful life.
Mm.
That's what everybody wants. Good dreams.
I love that. I love the distinction that you make, that You know, it's not about leaving the dream or getting rid of the identity or getting rid of like the things that make us human. But, you know, like you say, it's 95% of spirituality around the world. It's about enhancing that, making that better. So is that more of what this is about for you?
That is what about for me, because I think that you cannot grasp truth. You cannot put it into words. You can only point what is not. That's very important. No, it's neti, not this, not that, not this, not that. It's the peeling process, the deprogramming process. You cannot say this is truth. I got it. I hold it. No. It's what remains when you peel out what you can point. All the rest. No? So, where I was going.
You can't grasp truth.
Yeah, you can only peel out things, no? But your question was, where am I?
Yeah, in terms of that, like you say, these two paths. One is like enhancing the reality of this dream, you know, enhancing this life, and the other is getting out of the life completely, but while still being human.
I remember now where I was going. Is I think that truth is inhabitable.
Inhabitable.
You cannot function in a non-duality state. You need a fictional character. You need it. While you are in this dream state, in this reality, while you are alive, no? You need to put a fictional character, a fictional persona that you suddenly start to realize that it is actually your creation and it is false in a way. It does not represent truth at all, actually. No? But you can make it lighter, really lighter, so that it's more like in tune with life. You say, what drives me, actually? Honestly, good dream. I like my comfort and discomfort. Actually, what drives me. I have actually a meaning. I don't see a meaning of life. I don't even see a big cosmic meaning. It's like a blank canvas, colorless. And it's up to you to dream it the way you want it. You put the color you want. So I like to put like a very light colors, not too heavy, killing time in a way, having a beautiful dream. You jump into a role. Instead of creating a personality, you just jump into a role that is already there. Parenthood, for example. I love to be with my kids, to see them growing. I see how fast it goes. It goes. And just gratitude, drive by gratitude. And one day you check out. It's like waking up from the dream. You die, you go into another reality. The I am will stay. Awareness will stay. It's infinite. No rush. Enjoy the ride.
That's beautiful. That reminds me of as you say at the end of a lot of your ceremonies, you speak about like the four laws of existence or truth or that are real, that irrefutable laws or something of that sort. And also you speak a lot about like life just being this mirror. And I feel like that's something that's really valuable that I wanted to ask you to share, like out of that, like I would like to just ask you to share some of that right now.
The mirror?
Yeah. For the people watching this video, I personally find it an amazing just way to look at existence that is so empowering. And that ayahuasca, it really helps us to not only get this from a mental concept, but to get it from the I am presence. Not think about it, but just know it. So yeah, please share a little bit about that.
Actually, it's very simple. It's like inflow determines outflow. Very simple law. You can put it in many different ways. No? What you put out is what you get back. It's like clear seeing that this physical reality is actually, as I was saying, an illusion, a dream state. But the experience is very real. So the experience of it is what is real. And it behaves like a glass mirror all the time. It's just a multidimensional, holographic, complex mirror reflecting it back. But once you see it clearly, then your attitude will change. It's a little, if you recognize it like a glass mirror and you see someone yelling at the mirror, "Why you're frowning to me? Why you're frowning to me?" You know? You see, this guy is nuts, stupid. What he's doing? He does not realize it's a mirror. He has to smile, and the mirror will smile back. That's actually the reality going on for everyone. And you see, huge amount of our society is really fighting with that reflection, not understanding that it's empty of meaning, empty. Nothing comes with a built-in meaning, and it's easy to see. So you see, like 10 people can be witnessing one action, one is two people complaining, and everybody will got different points of view. One will be happy, the other will be angry about it. So what's the difference? It's just what you put in. You put the meaning. It has no built-in meaning. Anything, any situation, nothing has built-in meaning. So you infuse the meaning. You create the whole thing, and like a mirror, like a glass mirror, exactly like that. So when you grab that, everything is inside of you. The way you interpret things is inside of you. If you are able to put the meaning, and even saying, "I don't know what the meaning is, I will know later." No? That sense, I see myself like taking many decisions without knowing, just the intuition. Instead of moving of a really an evaluation of pros and cons, suddenly you move out of like waves, like sensations of, I want to move in this direction. I don't know why. I will understand later. Trust in a way. And later you turn back and you see, oh, now I understand why I made this decision. You see? It's like and it's good because it makes you go into really action, because many people are really not taking decisions. I see in the world, many people are afraid to take decisions because it's the unknown there. Sleep and the net will appear. Really.
I love that line.
Yeah.
That reminds me so much of how you were saying, like, all of this was created. You like how, now there's this community here in the Sacred Valley of Peru where, in full moon ceremonies, there's 100 people at a temple in one ayahuasca ceremony. And like, you've shared the story with me, and I think it's so amazing, and it's so related to what you were saying of just like, you just follow your intuition, or just like move forward into the unknown and leap, and the net will appear. Like, please share that story of how this was all created, this community of ayahuasca here in the Sacred Valley.
I think one important key is to really, and it sounds a little funny, but it's to really don't give a shit about it. So to see like a dream state in a way deeply, like you feel it this way. It's like, you have heard about lucid dreaming. I have practiced it, and it's achievable for everyone actually. A little practice only. But when you wake up inside a dream, one thing is when you realize that you are dreaming, and there are dream characters and a dream setting that is so alive, so real. Your dream body, so everything is so real. But at the same time, you suddenly, deeply realize, oh, this is a dream. There is a detach. A detach. detachment. You don't take the characters too real. You are not pissed off anymore for what some character is doing, because you know that, oh, this is a dream. You can change it. It's more malleable. If you commit a mistake, you do not punish yourself. It's just a dream, no? And you can wake up out. So it's good to see, to build up inside of you like this kind of detachment of things. Don't take it too seriously. Come on. We're just dreaming. No? We're going to wake up. We're having an in the body experience only. No, it's no big deal. If you see also that from the perspective of infinite lives, infinite realities, nobody's going to turn the switch off when you die. There's no switch off, actually. So it's awareness, existence is infinite. So it's just another dream. With that detachment, you are able to really play more with it. So you are not afraid about committing mistakes, because what is that? What is a mistake? Come on.
For sure. Absolutely. I love that. It's so true. And when we're able to really just not take it so seriously, it's like we're able to just relax and let go and surrender to the experience of how amazing life could actually be, you know? And as like overall, if you could summarize what your journey with ayahuasca has done for you, serving medicine and drinking medicine, like over how many years has it been?
16.
16 years. Over 16 years, I'm sure, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ceremonies. Like, what has ayahuasca given you? If you can just like bring it to like a point.
For myself, it brings me like a lot of peace inside. My life has changed dramatically. I can say that ayahuasca, this medicine has deeply, deeply changed my life completely. Like a 300, 180 degrees, completely changed it dramatically, and give me happiness. And serving the medicine, be able to serve the medicine, to share it, is, I cannot have too much gratitude for that. It put me in service, because the amount of time that requires to people to shift, to really make a huge transformation that you can witness in their eyes, in their smiles, in their internal peace, that is the key of things. When I talk to my wife, like, the more the gift that we receive in life with this medicine every week is to serve the medicine. You can see that people a little scared about it. Courage is to go in, and after the ceremony, when we light up the candles, and you can see in the eyes, and the gratitude, to reflect, to be that kind of mirror, to reflect it is worth it, 100%. So we love what we do. We love what we do.
Amazing.
If life is a dream state, and it is, what a beautiful dream, to share this medicine and to see years of therapy going in one night. One night.
Absolutely. But what are some really like profound stories that you've heard of people's healing that, like, I'm sure you've served thousands of people. Like, do any stories stand out to you of like people's healing that they've shared with you?
To be hundreds of that, like, hundreds of stories. But it's at the end, it's the same. It's that people suddenly realize that all these stories and dramas were completely unnecessary. So it's like a structure will like fall down, and what remains is who you are, like a lighter being. And there's no need to add anymore. It's just spill out, spill out.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's amazing. So that's what you find is like, out of all the people that you share the medicine with, it all comes back to the same.
It all comes back to the same, actually. You know, if someone came with another story in their mind, thinking ayahuasca is like a something that they are adding into their fictional structure, like, oh, here I come for my last initiation of ayahuasca supermaster, I send them to another place. I say, this is not the place, brother. If you drink with me, you're going to fall from very high. That's the key.
Hmm. That's amazing. I really love that. You know, out of all the people you've served, there's, like you say, there's hundreds of stories of transformation, but it all comes down to the same truth, the same like end point of just like the deconstructing and the letting go of the story and the drama and the pain and the hurt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Many people come here with a lot of dysfunctional problems. That is very common. And it really amazed me and surprised me to see how much damage is done in our society that is hidden from the media or whatever. So dysfunctional families is so much common, like alcoholic, abusive parents, sexual traumas, psychological traumas in school, bullying, the whole thing, is so common, so common. So it's beautiful to see that this medicine is available, and it's so really fast, to heal everything, to peel out everything. So it's not only taking out the fictional self, the outer layers many times are crucial to take them out. Trauma, take it out of the story. Later, later they will come for more. People return. Different. Some people come like for a strong therapy. Like some others return every year for more work. We do retreats and they return from more work, more work. Some of them is just one time, and after years they keep sending me emails of gratitude. Thank you, Diego, because my life changed a lot from that turning point of
Wow.
ayahuasca. So everybody has its own pace of working, but at the end it's the same. Peel out what is not.
That's beautiful. What would you share with anybody who's, watching this video and feeling the call to ayahuasca, but maybe they haven't yet, or just they're on the fence, or maybe they're afraid, or what would you share with these people who feel the call but haven't yet?
I think ayahuasca is not for everyone, but if you feel the call, follow it. Really follow it. It's worth it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Any final words that you want to share just before we wrap this up?
Just the gratitude, brother. Thank you for doing this work of sharing, being here in the community, being part of it, drinking, peeling out, purging, and really welcome. And thank you for sharing this with the world because it's needed. It's needed. We're making a better world this way. It's not that it's better, right or wrong, but when people need something and the opportunity is presented, we're breaching it and we're giving the opportunity to, for the ones who are ready, take the leap.
Oh, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate that so much. And for everybody watching this video, thank you too for watching this, for being here, for feeling the call to this medicine, and more so feeling the call to this inner journey and to truth. If you ever want to sit with Diego, I've sat with Diego dozens of times, and his ceremonies are absolutely amazing. Some of my absolute favorite. He can be found at sacredvalleytribe.com, and that's in the Sacred Valley of Peru around Cusco by Machu Picchu. And my site is ayahuascahealings.com. And check us out. And we're just here to help you with this medicine, to help you on this inner journey, this peeling of layers to come back to truth. And again, Diego, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, for sharing today, for just being such an example of truth and light and just holding the space for all these people to come back to remembering. So thank you, brother.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Trinity.